What's going down, boys and girls? And if you're here, you're wondering, what's all the hubbub about 6.50? Now, there's been a lot of rumors, and I've had Beta 2 installed for roughly about 2 weeks now. They kind of hit me with Beta 3 pretty fast, just like they did in the last round when I was beta testing 6.0. Seems like they've been giving me early access to the major updates, not any in between the finites. And personally, I like that because you do lose some portions of your system as they rebuild the blocks around it as you beta test. Like last time, I lost my hard drive and my external, and I only had my internal, which was fine because all I had was my internal. But that was one of the things that we had to overcome. But let's go ahead and queue up the update real quick. System update, shabam. Next. I always like doing these, just a simple reason it helps. Now these are really quick installs for me. They're roughly probably about like half a gig, give or take. The only reason I have them very quick is because I have very insanely good download, but I'd kill for better upload, to be honest. Now, one of the things that it has shown to date, I have not seen any name changes at all. That could be a UI that they roll out on top of everything later on once they release it full fledged. On top of that, I am wondering too if later on, if they're going to be like, oh no, that's going to be later down the road. It could just be like a PlayStation 5 format thing, which sucks. Sony is dragging their feet, and I've watched a lot of things and had a lot of cool people reach out to me as I post these beta firmware installs and talks. And I gather information because before, to my knowledge, Sony had none. And then someone showed me this video. And I was like, oh, cool, right on. They do have a lot of ties to like actually wanting to do this, but they're just dragging their feet. But you do have the button switch though. They did a really beautiful layout with that. So now if you're finally from overseas and coming to the States or vice versa, you're not just region locked to the situation. So that was a nice little layout that they had. But who knows what they're going to add into the 3 point. It could just be a lot of the stable fixes. That's usually what it ends up being, is because the beta testers speak out to the Sony forums, and then they reach out and they just kind of ping pong information to dialing in an OS through a lot of people, which is really smart if you really think about it. There's other people that are testing it, like myself, and using like intensive stuff like Kingdom Hearts and the Redemption stuff that pushes the system to like the max. Last round I was doing No Man's Sky. But yeah, so that's pretty much where my install is. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I cover the 1.30 of Resident Evil right after this. I need to let this SEO for a split second. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is going to switch over, and we're going to go ahead and take the news to the web. So, I conveniently located a legitimate beta form, and I copy and pasted mine from the last round. So if you want to beta test, all you have to do is go sit there and say beta software, you put down your information, you submit, and you're going to have to rinse and repeat this. It's good access. Thought I'd throw this in here because a lot of people do hit me up with comments. How do you do this? How do you do this? This is how you do it. It's pretty simple. So now going to the beta forums. We're trying to go into now 6.5. The beta mailer has gone out, and this is the stuff that I've been digging into, and I haven't really found too much inside the capacity of what is going to be. Now for me, I never really get like a voucher directly. It's just strung right to my PlayStation. It's really nice, really convenient, and helpful as heck. So for me, I'm always conveniently happy to see an update for beta. As you can see, I have beta 3 now. Going down here, it's just a lot of people just talking about beta, trying to get on beta. Now beta 3, here we go, another beta tester. Right now the file size was about a quarter of a gig, not too bad for him. He might have a different PlayStation than mine, and that might encumber the difference in the file size that I downloaded. Mine's a PlayStation 4 Pro, so that could also equal into the situation of that situation. Now this might be one of the lamest OS betas I've ran into. Literally, there's nothing of interest was added, best I can tell. And I also agree with that. Like, I mean, Lifeless Animator, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, does it play PlayStation 3 games or PlayStation 7 games? Did he just play PlayStation 7 games? Yeah, I did just PlayStation 7 games because it doesn't exist yet. That's my point, is the format doesn't exist. We're not going to be able to do that kind of stuff, and unfortunately that's not part of the more literal point. And I understand, I'd love to play my games on there, but they're trying to push PlayStation Now. That's one of the reasons why they have such a proprietary system for just not wanting to do a whole bunch of backwards compatibility. But they may listen to us in PlayStation 5, because from what I heard, they took out a huge patent on going backwards compatible from 5 to 1, from what I heard, which would be insane. I would love it. That would be all one-time buy system. I would buy whatever freaking elite package they would have at that point and make it really elite, like the Porsche. Anyways, point getting, as we're talking beta 3, PlayStation 4, 6.5, firmware. Let's see what other people put down here. It says, have you been having issues with the Bluetooth devices? I've been having PDP media remote. It's been working. I can't stop. Now, I have personally myself encumbered, like, where it's been really weird for streaming. Like, it was not displaying the connection code, but they did tell us that there was going to be a really cool fun factor of a new streaming site that they're going to be tethering into, because they dropped Daily Motion, and rightfully so. Daily Motion is such a ratchet situation. You don't want to, trust me, I tried, don't. I mean, they will partner you out of the lackluster of you just being there. I mean, that you got to start questioning life if someone's just like, we'll partner you. I'm like, I just said hi. Like, don't be so thirsty. So it's like with the networks of Twitch, and like you have, you know, YouTube and Facebook Gaming, bigger contenders, way bigger contenders, Daily Motion. All these other situations kind of fade to the side when you could have Mixer, which I think would be great. But they also have another one that they've been working on that I'm going to be looking into as well, as they kind of just give us and feed us all these really cool pieces of facts that are going to be coming into later on as it stabilizes. Now, I'm hoping that it might just be not just them testing to see what's up and then it being another fold of an update, which could be possible. But this totally sucks for this person. Moving on to the next forum, that portion that I found online as we install. Now this one was for the 6.0. That was quite some time ago. Next, but I'll leave this open so I can fold back and we can see if there's any new discussions directly on the board too, to see if there's anything else like encumbered inside of this that I haven't seen quite yet, because I just installed 6.5 beta 3, which I could have had this morning, which would have been way cooler. But seems like this is beta 2, but I kind of want to see what people had to say about this, because this is roughly about when I would have installed mine. I hope to release, let's see here, it doesn't seem like anything too crazy. Yeah, I got mine pretty easy. I didn't get the 6.2 like beta. I was glad though. It was just minor stuff like the system security. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much here except for them just talking about rebuilding it and putting 2 emulators. That's great. That would be great to put PlayStation 2 games in there. ROMs would be amazing. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and see. PlayStation, what you got for me? Go back. Need to go to... There we go. And... seem like anything there. Now, what I always like doing too myself, let's see here. Beta 3. 6.50. It's 4. Let's see what it gets. 19 days, 19 days. So that's pretty much the closest thing we have right now at this point in time. It's the same stuff that we already read. A little pretty much just between the developers in this situation. But at this point in time, it's looking like it's just nothing much more than a lackluster of an install performance. And what we will be seeing is a tag change. Not from what I can see. More like a button change that will be internationally accepted around the world. And probably performance boosts here and there as they stabilize the ending career of the PlayStation 4 and airing in the beginning of the career of PlayStation 5 as we transition into certain game titles that probably won't even reach us. Like, I'm going to guarantee PlayStation 5 will see Final Fantasy 7 drop, probably more than likely, and it'll be a cross-platform between both of them, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you can play it on both, you know. But I digress. This is pretty much, again, your boy MacGyver7th. And if you're part of the beta squad and you've experienced something, drop something down on the comment. I would like to know at this point in time what your system's been doing as it huffs and puffs. Mine seems to be doing quite all right. as it always is. It's a trooper. I love it. Good old. I think I named it 007, but I always like my technology name ED. Enhanced Defense Intelligence. You gotta love it. Acronyms are beautiful. Mass Effect is even more beautiful. But this is your boy McGabber7 signing off and having to get ready for the next patch route, which is going to be Resident Evil in 1.03. So if you're new to the network, definitely hit us like, a share, and a subscribe. And I'll see you again in the future as you crack down that Liberty Bell down the center and you get all my notifications as they go live. But I'm going to go ahead and end this and say have a nice day. E to Z.